right. Welcome, everybody. Today is December the 9th, 2021. It's 1 p.m. And this is Brother Francis. This is Wisdom Keys. And Wisdom Keys happens every Thursday at 1 p.m. for about 30 minutes. And one of the things about coming on live is being able to share with all of you who get this opportunity to tune in. And so I'm going to have to check through my phone sometimes to make sure I'm seeing everything. Wisdom Keys is my way of sharing many of my life's experiences that come under the heading of the metaphysical and the spiritual world. And it's also a great way to give the necessary insight that we all can share in. After all, we are an infinitely entangled body of beings all the way around the globe. So at some time or another, we all are having, if not the same experiences, but similar experiences of growth in this quote unquote modern world. Before I get started, I want to make a few announcements. Again, I'm very happy to broadcast through Resonant Essentials, which I'm affiliated with. And the owner of Resonant Essentials is Michelle Vidal, so I try to be here on time. I like being on time anyway. I want to make a few announcements. Now, tomorrow at 12 p.m., that's usually her time. She may come on a little early, I'm not sure. Swanda will be here. Swanda usually comes in around 12 p.m. Swanda is Michelle Vidal with some metaphysical teachings, and also her topics also can be geared to many of the things that we are experiencing in this moment around the world, and specifically how a lot of us are being impacted by it. So she'll be here tomorrow at her usual time. Should be about 12 p.m. If she comes on earlier, she will leave us a note. Now, on Saturday, December the 11th, that's a very long day for me. It'd be interesting to see how it goes. Every Saturday, I'm on there with my Creative Pathwork Meditation Series live and in person from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. at Resonant Essentials. And just in case you don't know the address, Resonant Essentials is located in Albuquerque, a little over on the east side. The address is 3107 Eubank Boulevard Northeast, store or suite 33 and 34. And you enter through 34 to come in for any of the classes or to see the spiritual counselors, readers, mediums there that could help on their designated days. But if you come tomorrow at 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., just for $10, you can sit and take a meditation class with me. I'm there usually every Saturday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., and this is a part of what I call the Creative Pathwork Meditation Series. And it basically deals with having you with me experience what a guided meditation is, but eventually leading you toward the path of being one who could meditate in silence. So that is taking the silent path, which is what I was talking about last week, and I'm going to continue today with. Now, also after my class is done, there is Spirit Circle, because that's the second Saturday. December the 11th is the second Saturday. The fourth Saturday, of course, is the Christmas time, so we won't be here. Okay, so tomorrow is Spirit Circle, and that'll either be led by Donna of Dominion Tarot or Michelle herself. And that goes from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., and I believe the cost for that is $15. And usually in Spirit Circle, you learn a lot of good things. I always sit after my class for that because I never had formal training, for the metaphysical and spiritual teachings. My ancestors, being my late mother, was like, from her heart to me, and that's how I learned. So, and then over the years of me doing whatever I needed to do on my own. But you can come to Spirit Circle, all right, and that's from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow. Also, from 3:30, I believe, to about 5:30 or 6, maybe 3:30 to 6:30, is a special free workshop, New Mexico Peacekeepers. I believe that's what it's called. Yes, New Mexico Peacekeepers, led by Chloe Rachel Galloway. And she's going to talk about how you're going to be able to write about or deal with your current life story. So if you come to that, and it's absolutely free, bring a notebook and a pen or a pencil so you get a chance to write your story and what that experience might be for you. So that's what's going on. 3 classes tomorrow at Resonant Essentials. And it's a big weekend. You come out on Sunday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. is our Psychic and Healing Fair. It's free admission at any of our events and classes. Right now, you have to wear a mask. That's required in order to get in. So please bring your mask. Don't forget that. Sunday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. is our monthly, held every second Sunday, Psychic and Healing Fair. And there will be vendors there. You might pick up some jewelry, some flow art, some earrings, numerous things that you will have an interest because it's around the Christmas time, so you can pick up some gifts for family members. We also have PAT healing and readings, as well as Soma Pi healing. There will be sound healing in there going on. Different people. We will have, for example, I just give the first names. Nicole will be there, and she's gonna, if you come with your child, she might be able to help you get a quick assessment of what your child might be going through. We'll have Christine there, and Christine is the sound healer. We have Tracy coming down from Santa Fe. She's doing transmosis healing. We have a variety of people that are going to be doing tarot, and such as Donna of Dominion Tarot and Michelle Vidal. You'll be able to get some spiritual counseling in there. That's with myself and Michelle and many of the others that are there. There's Samantha, a woman by the name of Samantha. She's going to be doing, I believe, some psychic and tarot card readings. We have Rosemary Navarra. She will be there, and she can help you with some mediumship skills that she has, and also doing some tarot readings and straight psychic readings. So it's going to be a very interesting day. Come on down Sunday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Free admission. Readings are $20 for 20 minutes or $1 a minute. Okay, you can get a reading for $10. Is that all you got? Or $5? We're there to help you. We like to be in service to the community of people here, and we all put our heart into this situation. So you do not want to miss. Come on out on Sunday, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., okay? And we look forward to seeing you. So those are the announcements I wanted to lay out and not forget them. Right, so last Thursday, which was December the 2nd, I had the topic called The Silent Path, which is discover how silent meditation can change your life. And, I needed more time. So what I wanted to do was a part 2. But what I wanted to focus on was stress, because I did, mention it, different things that, stress, we get stress, difficulty coping with life from day to day, lack of money, experiencing poverty for some people, being at a dead-end job was another, unhappy career or no employment whatsoever, environmental concerns, water, like over there in Michigan, Flint, Michigan, they still have that issue with the water over there, right? Bad air quality, things of that nature. People not being happy because they might be in dysfunctional family situations that go on. And of course, we struggle with low self-esteem. And meditation, any form of meditation, is very good for helping you to alleviate that level of stress that you're dealing with. And so what I wanted to focus on is, stress comes to us in very different ways. And everybody handles stress differently. I'll say that again. Everyone handles stress differently. Now it depends on also, I would say, like your background a little bit. Okay, and one of the things about that is the kind of family you might grow up in. Maybe you grew up in a family that doesn't share their thoughts nor their feelings with each other. They're not open about it. They may not feel comfortable, or you may have had some parents who were raised that way, where they didn't always express their feelings. I'm a child of the 1950s. So in that era, nobody was really talking about mental health situations. You just thought the child in the house across the street, and everybody thought he's weird or something like that. Nobody really knew that that child was dealing with mental illness, or the parent had mental illness, or the mother or grandparents or uncles or cousins in that house were fighting mental illness. No one talked about or even knew to go to therapy. You know, we thought therapy was for the up and up communities and not for the lower middle income communities, and poor communities could afford it, right? So people were stuck in that stressful mode every day, literally stuck with no place to go, no way of expressing. And if a child grew up in a situation, they'd go to school to have more stress while they're dealing with the bullies. They got to go through their neighborhood, certain neighborhoods, to get to school, depending on where they live. So there was all these different stress factors. And usually the child of the 50s and the 40s and going back, they didn't have anybody to talk to. So they had to eat the stress, as I call it. They had to hold on to it. A lot of people died from heart attacks, strokes happening all the time. People developed ulcers, big old ulcers, dealing with that because of the amount of stress that they were holding on to and had no way of releasing it. Now, other people were under other different situations. You know, maybe get out there, the children can play sports. But in households where, or during those times when young girls couldn't express themselves through sports like boys who were taught, another level of stress. So we want to like pay attention to the stress that builds up, the stress in your household. People always say, who is stressing you out? Well, sometimes we can stress ourselves out. So what are we doing to alleviate that stress? Some people walk, go for a long walk, to try to release the stress, to try to not, sometimes not even to think about it, but trying to release it. So good long walk, light hiking, some jogging, or like I call trogging, trot and jog, running. Some people can get so depressed, and depression is anger turned within, they wind up going to sleep. And they're not releasing or remembering their dreams, so they're like, the stress is building up, still no place to go. Stress happens just about every day. The news, if you watch the news too much, stress. You watch certain things, you know, that are not really helping all the time, stress. If you are someone who has to go to work and you have certain coworkers and they're loaded with stress, or an employer loaded with stress, manager, supervisor, you name it. And, you know, we've heard about the people sometimes, right? They go to work and they say, oh, my boss is such a pickle, man. This guy, he just takes everything out on everybody. Everything. You know, puts the blame to all the people underneath. That person's carrying stress, but every day, that's like secondhand stress. Just like they have secondhand cigarette smoke could bother the person who doesn't smoke, but they're inhaling it because they're in the atmosphere, they're in the room. So stress, someone who's carrying a big load of stress, who's not in control of themselves emotionally nor mentally, releasing or dumping that stress and everything else that's accumulated onto others. So you have to learn how do I combat that? What do I do? And this is over the years where many people, uh, as far back as the late 50s and the early 60s, people were introduced when the soldiers came back from the Korean War and so forth. They were introduced to Korean martial arts. And then in the 60s was Tai Chi came into the United States. And this was from people from China, like Grandmaster William C. Chan was directed by his masters from the mainland China to come plant a seed in the United States. And he did it. He planted a seed in the United States. Someone like Bruce Lee planted seeds with Wing Chun. But the reason I mention these things, because those things, when people saw somebody in the parks in New York City or around in San Francisco doing the slow movement, almost 300 days out of the year, seeing these people, it's like, wow, what's that? Eventually go down there, can get into the class if possible, and experience stress being released from one's body and mind and the emotional. Things such as yoga, hatha practice, basically first of hatha yoga. People learn that, hey, there's something to this, sitting in these interesting postures. Being able to practice what they call a sun salutation, which I think has about 8, 9, 10 different postures to it, movements. But once you got the hang of it, it really worked the entire body from head literally down to your fingertips and your toes, and made your spine and the core, your mid-core, very strong. And you eventually were relaxing the entire body. So these are different ways in which stress can be alleviated, and at some point, if you're doing it diligently with the goal in mind for wellness, balance, emotional wellness, mental wellness, physical wellness, being to upgrade those different parts of yourself, which also cause you to have better self-esteem. Also cause you, like I said, stress through anger, to get rid of anger. Not just anger at the world, but sometimes because of so much stress, we have anger with ourselves, self-hatred. So, I say this because we have to learn how to deal with stress. We have to creatively learn how to deal with it. If we don't deal with the stress, you begin to hold on to it too long and implode. Explode, not out, but implode, blow up on the inside. And that creates dis-ease. And dis-ease turns into disease. Lung problem, stomach problem, spleen, gallbladder, urinary problem, you name it. Acid reflux, all that stuff is going on. Heartache, headaches. We cannot let stress rule our lives. We must find better ways. And when we find the better ways to help distemper that stress in the body, cut it out of our body, release it out of our body, we have to remember that. And then share it. So this second part, I'm going to, toward the end, lead you into what we can do as a silent meditation. Now, what is silent meditation? This is something you have to know. I think last week I did a little bit of the creative pathwork meditation, just guided you into it. But I just let you know that you are the key. Just like you need a key to open a lock, a key to open a door, a key to start your car, You are the key, the most important figure in your own life that's going to help you help yourself get better. Silent meditation is when we are able to sit quietly with ourselves, not thinking, not putting ourselves in a position where we have to think or analyze something, but we already know before we go to sit quietly that we are already seeking something, seeking important information, which goes in the direction of guidance. I mean, you can seek guidance outside yourself. We all do it, right? We all ask for someone's view about something that we're doing, especially if it's a close friend, close compadre. You're going to say, hey, I've been thinking about this. What do you think I should do with it? Hopefully the person could be non-biased about it and just listen openly, right? Let you kind of talk it out. Silent meditation gives you this opportunity to begin to listen. Now, what are you listening for? Well, sometimes in the beginning, your own thoughts. You're going to regurgitate your own thoughts that you've had throughout the day, throughout the week, popping up in your mind. But you have to learn how to not pay any mind to your thoughts, to your personal thoughts. You have to learn how to let go of all of that, all your worries, and then you're going to get to a point where you don't hear anything. And now, when you're in this moment, the sea of silence, you begin to hear what we call the still small voice. What is the still small voice? Some people have connected that to God, the energy of God, the divine, infinite, intelligent being called God. Or most of us, from the metaphysical into the spiritual, even if you go into the ancient ancestors with shamanism and so many other walks of life, they will tell you, the spirit of the earth, the spirit of the land, the spirit of trees, the spirit of rock can communicate with us. The spirit of animals can communicate with us. Different practices and pathways speak of the different ancient deities from not only one land to another land, but from one culture to another culture. And if you can make a connection, then you can receive information, you can receive insight. But what about what is called your own mirror image of the divine nature within yourself and around you, called your higher self? Self, as I am, capital I and lowercase a-m, I am, that's you here, and I am, capital I, capital A-M. That's like, I always used to tell people I am is who? Turn A-M around, and that's Ma, short for mother. So I am is like the divine mother energy, who gives us the birth, who holds on to us because we're the seed, and allows us to reach a spiritual maturation and then releases us into the world. So you're waiting for this insight, the quote unquote divine guidance from your higher self, which can and always assist you in letting you know if you're on the right path in that moment in your life at that very moment. So we want to pay attention, right? And silent meditation helps us to pay attention to what is going on. Pay attention to what you are experiencing moment to moment in your life. The silent path, when you get into the habit of utilizing the silent path, and I want to let you know, not only are you the key, but you are also the open door. One of my other books I wrote, or one of my teachers, spiritual teachers from ages ago, Akhenaten, says, you're the open door. So you're going to be the key, and you're the open door. But what comes first, before you can open up and receive, is silence. In the sea of silence, you can begin to grow accustomed to what it feels like to be alone. And I always say ALONE is really ALONE, all one. Coming into a state of unity with your higher self and letting the higher self see through your eyes, think through you, hear through you, smell, taste through you, touch through you. Letting your higher self use you as the vehicle for walking around on this earthly plane, or allowing you to allow it to reach out into other worlds, other dimensions, to bring back information in a crystal clear way. So when we go into silent meditation, which is our silent path, we have to allow ourselves to walk in without restriction. Because if you have a certain level of restriction, which can take you, a restriction is some form of limitation, such as doubt. One of the big things is ego. You'll let your personal ego get in the way. Like, well, I don't need to do this. I know everything. And I've seen and experienced people in my classes who try to assist them, and the ego gets in the way. Well, I've been doing this before, but you can tell by the body language when they are seated, they haven't. You can tell by their body language, or I could tell sometimes by the way someone is walking toward me or around me that's in my meditation class hasn't been practicing the meditation. Because meditation is not just a daily exercise, but it can become a way of life where you understand the importance of it. So as you begin to understand the importance of what silent meditation is, you realize you look forward to it all the time. You come out of a deep sleep, out of the world of theta frequency in the brain, and begin to wake up, and you're in what is called alpha. You're a little groggy, but you're still on the energy field, right? We can feel things very intensely beyond your five physical senses you could feel. That's the extrasensory perception level, right? And then you gradually, shrink yourself toward the physical side, and now you're in beta. Now you're waking up, okay? But the silent path, when you practice it enough every day and you're making it a part of your life, you can be in that silent path mode at will. That's when you are the bridge between this world and the other dimensions. And the higher self has access to this world and the other dimensions. You don't, because you're in the physical, you can just think. But your higher self walks that bridge between your heart and the heart of the rest of the world and the other realms of consciousness around you. So who are we listening to? Again, we're listening to, in the mode of the silent path, we are listening to the higher self, which knows all, like the all-seeing eye. You're the pyramid capped off here, and on top is the all-seeing eye. That's your higher self. sees 360 degrees all the way around you, but it can see another 360 degrees vertically, horizontally, diagonally, and just keeps going infinitely. It can reach out into the ethers and pull information, very clear cut information that fits into your life situation. So we want to pay attention to what that is really like. So what I want to be able to share with you in just a few minutes here is getting you into this practice of understanding that the silent path can change your life because it is a conduit. It is a pathway. That's why we call it the silent path. It is a path that you are on, that you are working your life on, setting your life up for yourself, working on yourself, and then to fall into the moment of silence. So in this moment of silence, I want you to have this experience right now. It's not difficult. It just appears to be in the beginning. I don't want you to think about anything that's going on in your mind. Don't worry about the bills, or don't worry about personal relationship, business relationship, educational relationship. Don't worry about that right now. Let that fall away from your mind and from your heart. I want you to relax your face and place your tongue to the roof of your mouth behind your two front teeth, but a little more up on the gum. So that little part of the tongue must touch the gum going up a little bit. It'll wind up right there on the other side. I want you to sit up. Don't slouch. Don't lean your head to the right nor the left. Don't lean your head back and don't let it drop forward. Just rest it so that you're straightening out a little bit at a time the neck bones. Now, you're not going to straighten out the spine. The spine has a natural curve to it. You're just going to align yourself so it feels natural to you again. And you're going to sit with both feet flat on the ground. It gives you more stability, okay? It allows you to make adjustments with the lower part of your back. Drop your shoulders. Let everything kind of sink into the chair, and you kind of sit up through the top of your head, pushing up with your neck a little bit. Relax. Close your eyes. I'm going to keep mine open to direct you. Close your eyes and just breathe through the nose and out through the mouth. Each cycle is a inhalation and exhalation. And the count is simply 4 beats or what feels like 4 seconds. 4 seconds is like 1, 2, 3, 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now you can slow it down if you need to, but you get comfortable with that first several cycles. Usually about 4 or 5 will do. And you don't have to hold on to your breath at the top of the inhalation nor the bottom of the exhalation. Usually in these earlier stages, you can make adjustments, making sure that you're seated comfortably in your chair. Again, don't lean back and tip your head back. Don't let your head drop forward. You don't want to cut off your breathing. Just relax. Now, do all of the breathing through the nose without pausing. Keeping the same rhythm, but you might find yourself going a little slower. In this first stage of the silent path, I just want you to let go. Focus right on the center of the sternum. I used to call the center of the sternum the short spine. Right behind the center is your physical heart. This is like the sun in your body. You can feel the heart pulsate there. But place your awareness like that. If your thumb is in the center and the middle finger out, right here on the ridge, that space there is about 2-3 inches out. Place your awareness there. And at that point, relax into it as you continue to breathe. What I'm going to do for the next 1 minute or less is be quiet and let you experience the silence within, starting now. Give you another minute. Okay. I want you to kind of come out right now. I want you to realize that that's just a short exercise. What you experience in the beginning is that you still have some of your thoughts racing through your mind. So that's going to happen. And I don't want you to get discouraged, because if you've never maybe experienced even the guided meditation, you may not know what it's like to feel your own. And so you want to practice being able to sit quietly, being able to breathe deeply, and not paying in any mind to those first couple of thoughts that pop up, because those are thoughts that where you were thinking, overthinking, maybe upset about something. Or let's say it is something very positive, but I don't want you to pay attention to it. I want you to get past all of that chatter and step into the world of the silent path. Now, if you practice this, let's say you do a 30-minute meditation, allowing yourself to work on your breathing for the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Then work into silencing the mind, which is not paying attention to the mental chatter that you brought to your private session. Always focus on the rhythm of your breathing. We all have a rhythm when we breathe, a rhythm when we walk, a rhythm when we talk. And it's all based on our own heartbeat. Heartbeat is like your drum. And once the mind gets quiet, then it drops into the sea of silence. And in that moment, you have to pay attention. And it's very, very important to do this. And I've already felt, even in that moment, because I've been one who's been meditating a long time, in almost 48 years or so, pretty close to 50 years, even more of being involved. I think I Started meditation in college my sophomore year in 1971. Actually, the spring of my freshman year, 1971. So I've been delving into meditation for 50 years. And the ride is always different. So, what I want you to remember is that if you employ the meditation every day, some form of meditation, eventually allow yourself to experience guided meditation. There's nothing wrong with guided meditation. Everybody has their view on it, but I've utilized both. Sometimes when I'm used to be in New York and you're riding the subways and the buses, sometimes I had to use guided meditations. Why? Because there's so much chatter on the subways and so much chatter on the buses and the trains. So you look out the window, you use the rhythm of the train and the subway or elevated train in the cities, suburbs, at certain points of Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and you learn how to use the rhythm of the track. And that could take you into a state of meditation if you know how to utilize it. But you can get into the sea of silence and begin to experience it. Once you do that, and periodically, as I say, meditate every day, you will find that you will begin to alleviate yourself, free yourself from stress. Just like laughter, good wholesome laughter will relieve you of a whole lot of stress. So, this is Wisdom Keys with myself, Brother Francis. Today's topic was the silent meditation. Discover how, the silent path, discover how silent meditation can change your life. This was part 2. Now, I might come back and do a part 3 because I want to get you into how you're going to feel the way you want to feel for yourself when you are practicing silent path meditations. I'll be back next Thursday right here broadcasting live through Resonant Essentials at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, and 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. Now, tune in tomorrow, 12 p.m. roughly, for Swanda with Michelle Vidal, giving us some very good metaphysical treats, things to munch on and digest. If you're here in Albuquerque or up in Santa Fe, come on down Saturday. In Los Lunas or Belen, come on up north and join us. Join me for a 12 p.m. meditation for 1 hour. Guided meditation. I have tons of them to share with you. Also, that's from 12 to 1. Cost of the class is $10. Stay around from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. for either Donna Lindblom or Michelle. Will be teaching Spirit Circle. There's always some way to develop yourself spiritually, metaphysically speaking, with all of the things, all of the talents you might have, or things that could help you if you wanted to do readings to be a better reader, help you on many different levels. But if you just want to learn how to do it for yourself, that's cool too. And then and that's $15 for 2 hours. Then right after that, at about 3:30 for about, I believe, 2 hours or so, maybe 3, is a free workshop with Chloe Galloway. Come and participate and learn how to write about your current life story. Hers is the New Mexico Peacekeepers Workshop. Don't forget, Sunday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., admission free to our monthly second Sunday of the month Psychic and Healing Fair. Going to be a lot of us in there. Tarot readers. I'm doing Angel of Grace readings, but I'm also doing my Celestial I Am portraits. That's where you can sit down in front of me. I take a colored pencil, tune into your energy, draw what I see in your aura based on your eyes, the light configuration of your face. Sometimes I pick up your higher self right on top of you. Come on out for that. The readings are usually $20 for 20 minutes, $1 a minute. Celestial Iron Portrait is $30 because it takes a little more time, so you get about 30 minutes in. We're there from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. There'll be PAT readings and Somapai healing, sound healing, a little bit of the mediumship type reading for you. There will be a tarot reading going on. There'll be some spiritual counseling that you get right on the spot, and a lot of us will be there. Might as well tell you the names. We have Transmosis Healing with Tracy Whitted coming out of Santa Fe. Tracy's very good with that, and you can experience that with her, but you need to sign up. So you might have to come here on Resident Essentials and see where you can click in for Tracy Whitted, Whittet, so you can sign up. She usually has a list, okay, and by appointments. And then, of course, there will be Christine Michelle with sound healing. A young lady by the name of Samantha will be there, and she's going to do some tarot card reading. Rosemary Navarro and Donna of Dominion Tarot will be there with tarot readings, and they can give you some key information with a little bit of mediumship level reading for you, which also can take place with Michelle Vidal, and she's doing spiritual counseling, clairaudient readings, clairvoyant type. She's there, okay, to help you, and she does tarot readings as well. Okay, she might even be doing some healing with the Healy machine. All right, and just so much more. Oh, there'll be a couple of vendors in there selling jewelry. So it's a great time to pick up Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, anniversary gifts. Come on out, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Admission is free. Wear a mask. It's mandatory to get in and sit down in that space for now until all this stuff clears up. And what did I tell you? Readings are $20 for 20 minutes, $1 a minute. If you only got $5, we'll give you a reading for 5 minutes. Only $10, we'll give you a reading for 10 minutes. We're there to help you, or if maybe you just want to look around and meet us. Maybe you haven't met us before. Come on in. Now, where's Resident Essentials located? That's the important thing. 3107 Eubank, Eubank Boulevard Northeast, just north of the intersection of Eubank and Candelaria Boulevard Northeast, inside of the Scottsdale Shopping Plaza. And the address is store number 3334. You'll enter through 34 and come on in. So look forward to see you, and tune in tomorrow, Friday, 12 p.m. for Swanda with Michelle Vidal. All right, all the commercials out of the way with. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next Thursday here at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for another session of Wisdom Keys with myself, Brother Francis. My grace is your grace. Until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we're alive and well in the age of remembrance. See you soon.